Good evening, friends, followers, channel members, for the second consecutive day. How you all doing? Hope you're well. Thought tonight, instead of a UK Easyjet flight, we'd head into Europe. So we are in Nice, heading up to Brussels this evening. I love Brussels Airport. Brussels Airport from Aerosoft, the mega airport, for me was probably the first real chance that we got to see just what this new iteration of Microsoft Flight Simulator was all about when it was brought out for Flight Sim 2020, of course. And it was indeed the mega airport. It was the first airport I ever saw that made you feel as though the airport was really alive. Vehicles everywhere, unbelievable depth inside the terminals and stuff like that. So yeah, it remains one of my favourite airports even to this day. So that's where we're headed tonight. So welcome on board those of you joining us. Hey, David990 as well. Dark Fury also in the chat. Good evening to you, Dark Aviator1. Good evening, and to everybody else watching either on YouTube or on Twitch if you're on Twitch. Now, if you were watching last night, you may have seen I had some control issues. I've tried to get those sorted today. Hopefully, I've managed to get that locked down so we don't have daft things happening like the tiller not being connected, the the rudder going all over the place, and my thrust levers not stuck at toga. So fingers crossed that will all work for us. So that is the plan. Gasman also says VATSIM crashed about half an hour ago. Well, I was actually trying to get on back then, Gasman, and yeah, we couldn't. Basically, it all went wrong. We've got a pack one fault, have we? Have we, or has the bleed just failed? Well, that's a good start to the stream. A pack one fault. That's exactly what we want. APU bleed. I'll turn that off anyway. APU's down. Let's turn them off. Pack one may be knackered. It's not going to stop us flying though. I'm not too concerned about that. For those of you with an Ofcom available, start reading up on what to do. It's a non-event. We just fly with Pack 2 operating, and we have to make sure spoilers are operating as well if memory serves, but I'll check that out. Anyway, hope you are all doing well. Just checking the aircraft is in the correct turnaround state, so we've got the pumps off. This should always be set to captain for the Orange Airline SOPs. External power, packs are off, APU is off. I'll just switch the strobes off auto. Because I think on VATSIM, if you leave them on auto, they're flashing, so that doesn't look very great to other users. We haven't refueled yet, so seatbelt signs are off. That's fine. We'll look quickly down here. Spoilers, flaps, parking brake. That's fine. The transponder should be set to standby and squawking 2000, which it is. And yeah, we've got add tank fuel crossfit. Yeah, don't worry about that. That'll get reset once refueling is done. And I believe we've got a company message. That will be our initial load sheet. So yeah, flight time tonight, I think it's about an hour and a half tonight, so maybe a little bit longer than last night. That's okay, we're starting a bit sooner as well. So yeah, a little bit longer to chat tonight. Milky Boy, how come no FS2 crew for co-pilot when you use cabin crew? Reckon it would go nicely. The problem with that, Milky Boy, is I just like to have full control over what's happening, particularly on the stream. Plus, the less extra things I'm running when I'm streaming, the better. It purely is I haven't got unlimited resources. I'm streaming, I'm running Flight Sim 24, I'm running lots of hardware, all off a single PC, so the less things I've got going off, the better. And ZBT Productions says, hey Gav, thank you for the fix info radial tip you gave us last night. Used it to great effect in a flight last night. Fantastic. Well, that's what we're here for, to try and make your A320 flying more enjoyable, more realistic, and yeah, if that works, then everybody is happy. So where are we? Yes, as I said, we're in Nice. Let's grab the operational flight plan and we'll get started. I think I've still got grumpy cabin crew tonight. If I'm sure he said that we're our cabin crew from last night. He's going to be around for the next week or so. Hey guys, hope you are all doing well and looking forward to our flight up to Brussels this evening. I don't know if the camera crew are actually on board yet. They might still be asleep in the terminal somewhere. Let me find the flight plan. Where are you? Ah, there it is.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard Easyjet Europe Flight 1745, flying from Nice to Brussels.
He is here.
We're thrilled to have you with us, or at least I am pretending to be. Please make sure your seatbelts are fastened, your seats are in the upright position, and your expectations are low. Our esteemed pilot is at the controls, and I can assure you his flying skills are as questionable as my enthusiasm for this job. We'll be cruising at a breathtaking altitude of 34,000 feet, which is probably the only thing that will take your mind off this flight. And don't worry, we'll be making a shop announcement at some point, because who doesn't love overpriced snacks? So sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride, or don't. Oops, wrong.
Right, so yeah, he's so happy. Just getting the METAR, because I don't think we've got any VATSIM ATC around at the moment. No, we don't. So just grabbing the latest METAR. Right, let's grab the operational flight plan. We'll look through that, and it should be pretty straightforward. So we're in A320 tonight. Last night was the 19, wasn't it? Digger Flight, it says best of luck tonight with your controls. We'll probably just look like yesterday. Always enjoy the streams, and Happy New Year, everyone. Digger Flight, thank you. Happy New Year to you as well. T-Break, I've not been to the Salford Keys. I know exactly which one you're on about, though. Yeah, it's on my to-do list at some point, along with so many other things. Yes, so we've got about we're underloaded by about 1.5 ton. What have we got? Takeoff weight is about 65. That's fine. Call sign tonight: Alpine 15 Lima Echo. Cost index is the normal 34,000 feet. Tropo is 33, so we're just above most of the weather. Liege is the alternate this evening. Well, a headwind as well, so that's slowing us down on our flight. Shear rate is okay. It's edging up to the sort of take notice mark, but I think we should be okay with that. The plan is to get off runway 22 left, and then we're coming in on 25 left in Brussels. Plug fuel is, oh, nearest damn it, that's 6 ton, isn't it? CNR is 1.9. Let's have a look at what the weather's doing in Brussels this evening. So we've got light snow in Brussels. Is Amsterdam still affected today, isn't it? That's unlucky. Yes, we are on VATSIM, for those of you asking. And DC, good evening, departing from his home airport tonight. So fantastic. Yes, so Brussels has got light snow. Broken cloud, it's cold, QNH 105. Let's have a look at the forecast. Prob 30, that's most likely not going to happen. And then later on tonight, those clouds dropping even more. Just having a look.
76 kilometre line of path departure to right.
Let's just get off of that. Yeah, and we've got just having a look to see if we've got anything that might happen. Where's the date today? It's the 8th. Oh, now in that case, then we're fine. We're good. All of that is for tomorrow. I'm not bothered about that. Liege is also pretty similar. Light snow showers. Luxembourg is a little bit misty. No snow at the moment. What else we've got? Schiphol. Let's just avoid that. And Dusseldorf also not looking bad either. So we've got a few options for us. Let's have a quick look at no towns. None of those I don't think are going to affect us today. Let's quick look at the departure. Runway 22 right is currently closed. Okay, I think I've just heard a speedbird taking off from runway 22 right on VATSIM. So, but yeah, that's why we're on 22 left tonight. Then Brussels, what have we got there? Anything daft? Runway 190 prohibited for all traffic due to suspension of operations. VOR runway 7 left not available. That's fine. Doesn't matter. Cool, so it doesn't look like we've got anything to worry about just there. Weather information at Brussels, that looks okay. None of them are low-vis operations looking at that, so it's going to be a manual landing. Weather charts, see what we've got here. We've got a little bit of turbulence, again, literally throughout the sector. We're flying against that jet stream, that explains the headwind that we've got. And yeah, oh, one thing I do need to check the terrain. Where is the terrain? So at about 10 minutes into the flight, MSA is above 10,000 and it remains that way until sort of the first half an hour of flight, first 40 minutes of flight, so that's quite important to know. So if something goes wrong pressurization wise, then we need to get down, we need to be careful where we're going for the first 40 minutes or so, because we're going to have terrain underneath us. So there we are. Cool. Okay, so what fuel are we going to take? Well, plug was 6 tons. I say we take 7. We've got some good options, although there is some bad weather around Europe a little bit at the moment, so let's be safe. Let's take 8 tons of fuel, and then we should have plenty, shouldn't we? Teddy, we are flying to Brussels. DC says he doesn't get any notifications on Discord anymore when the stream is starting. Right, so DC, I have changed things ever so slightly on Discord. We now have a streaming schedule channel, which is very exciting. I've never had one of those in the 5 years that the channel's been alive. So you know in advance, and I'm going to update it every week, you know which nights, or which days, should that be occurring, you're going to have a live stream. So here we are tonight. If you check that out, you'll see we were planning to live stream tonight and last night. So I'm just telling ground crew we want 8 tons of fuel, and then hopefully boarding shall commence. Right, come on GSX, do your thing. Perfect. They're obviously waiting. Cargo doors are opening. Okay, so let's go through and set up the box. Let me get the operational flight plan back up so you can see that as we're doing it. First of all, that QNH then 1010. So that's set here. That's set there, and then just want to check VHF2 and monitor the guard frequency 121.5. Yep, and then get rid of that. I will just turn that up and that up as well, so it's a little bit bright. Once we've turned the dome lights off, switching panels fine. Thrust levers, engine mode, master selections there. Oh, okay. Squawky 2000, extra pressure is in the green. Get the constraints on up here. We'll have a look at the chart. Can't remember what the initial climate is. It's quite a funky departure here out of Nice. So both arrivals and departures are quite funky out of Nice, so that's always good fun. Then let's just get the information that we need for our flight today. That's the wrong page. Let's go into ATSU, AOC flight init, and request that data. Just got to keep an eye in case ATC pop on. I don't think they have done just yet. So DC, no, I mean, to be fair, I never gave an absolute time when the stream would start, just because that all depends upon how well my kids are behaving. So I never ever wanted to preempt with a time, so I will just say sort of evening. Yeah, sorry about that. Okay, so that's fine. That's data page, IRS 3 nav greens, and aircraft status. Yeah, CFMs, valid air cycle, good stuff. Okay, so on to the init request. Teddy, are you able to use VATSIM on Microsoft Flight Simulator Steam? I'm not actually sure. Dark, Y22 left, flight red 24 shows 4 right is in use. Does it? Winds are light variable. So that might be why we were given 2-2. Oh, we can change it. It makes no difference to me. So if that is the case, we could change it. Are they using for? I'm just having a look now. That's Monte Carlo. Yeah, okay, so they're departing 4 left. Yeah, that's fine. Like I said, we will stick with real world ops. This happens all the time, the runway changes. A lot of people get frustrated by it, and it's not a problem. So what you need to do, Dark, is you need to train up for France's VATSIM network and then control off them. Alright, so flight number is... what is it? Alpine 15 Lima Echo. Cost index of 4. The tropo is 33238. Ground temperature 6 degrees. Yeah, the problem, Dark, is while SimBrief is normally very good, apart from it choosing 23 left for Manchester a lot of the time, when the winds are light and variable, unless you jump on Flight Radar 24 just to see what's happening, then yeah, you don't actually know, and I didn't. The 2-2 departure looked quite nice. I thought, oh, that's something different. Cool, that's the winds done. And what we're cruising at, 34, isn't it? 34 and 56. Cool. So that's done. Alright, so we're getting told off by Dark. 04 left, which is MR. Which one are we doing? 7 Alpha, 7. Oh, I'm going to have to find the blooming charts now. Hang on a minute. Right, change my departure. So 4 left, 7 Alpha. Just check what 7 Alpha looks like. And 7 Charlie. So I think 7 Alpha is okay. I've got no one to tell us otherwise. Okay, here at 7 Alpha it is. That's quite a funky departure too. Now I'm just checking the coding. It should be 4764 ORCAC, and then, well, so yeah, that's fine. Cool. Did I put 4 left? Oh, 4 right is where they land, isn't it? Oh. Hang on, no, they land on 04 right. Dark. They land on 4 right, and they take off on 4 left, don't they? Oh, you've got me wondering now. Hang on. Oh, let me dig into my archives. Who invited Dark? Yeah, they land on 4 right, you depart on 4 left. Yee. Alpine took off on 4 right. Well, good for them. Although, now you've just said that, did I just see in the no times that one of them was shut? Yeah, it's shut. Of course they took off on 4 right. Ladies and gentlemen, I apologise for the delay. An irate passenger is insisting we do things correctly. There we go, 7 Alpha. Seven Alpha, 4 right. Happy, Dark? Good. Now, someone get him a soapbox. That's all set up. Right runway, right departure. 4 right. Cool. Okie dokies. Let's just continue setting up the box now. What else can we annoy Dark with? I'm happy with the RadNav. We'll leave that as is. We've got these all auto-tuned anyway. Okay. I haven't got my load sheet yet though, so Right, let's check this out. And we've got 31.7. Oh, that's a good reason not to take off on 4, right? They've probably wrecked the runway during their departure. 37. Alternate fuel is, we'll call that a ton. And we'll hit fuel planning. We're taking 8 tons of fuel, so we're going to have more than enough, I'm sure. 5.6, that's great. So that gives us a takeoff weight of 671 and an extra 1 hour and 12 minutes holding time. So yeah, perfect. T-brake, how does a real plane file a flight plan? Okay, so the certainly commercial pilots, they don't do it. It's people in the planning ops that do it, and all flight plans have to go through Brussels. They control everything, and they limit the flow of Europe and that. So if you're ever delayed due to slot times and things, it's Brussels' fault. So that's set up. That's fine. We're happy with that. And let's do our takeoff performance calculations then. So off for right. It is a dry runway surface, config 1, no need to force target, it's not raining, anti-ice off. Pax will also be off, takeoff weight 671, and that C of G is 29.6. Wind is that the latest weather? Wind 3207. Okay, fine. That's tailwind, so it's the safest option. And then let's just check what intersection we're going to be going with. I think if we're going for 5 right, let's go for intersection Bravo 3 if that's a possibility. Oh, yes, it is. Excellent. I'll show you the map in a minute, so that will make sense. So we've then got performance figures of 134. 137 and 139, and that is a flaps 1 departure and a flex of 54. Joanna, yeah, it is. It's Eurocontrol based in Brussels. Okay, flex to temp 54 is in. Let me grab thrust reduction, engine out, and the engine out procedure, which is probably going to be interesting here in Nice, just because it's got terrain. It's definitely not going to be standard, is it? Standard engine out procedure will take you straight into the mountains, so we won't be doing that. Right, where are we going from? Lima Fox Mike November. Runway 4 right. 810, 810, 810. In fact, we'll leave engine out at 10, 10. Okay, now this is the funky thing. 1 mile from Azure, it's going to be a right-hand turn. Heading 148, intercept to follow the radial. Basically, we're going to Neraz, so secondary flight plan, copy the active. Where we will then take up the hold. 297. Right turns. And then if it has gone bang, back in on the same runway 04 right, and I will just pop in the ILS no star, and Neres will do, and we'll just see what that looks like. Should be pretty close to what we want. Yeah, so straight out right turn Neres, that's fine. Lovely, okay. So now we are all happy. I say all, most of us. Hey, Dark. Refueling's underway as well, so that's fine. Let's have a look then at briefing the actual flight. I will go through the departure. So, first of all, weather. I've got no concerns with our departure, no concerns en route, and we've got the potential of just a little bit of snow in Brussels, but visibility there is still okay. Runways are clear, so that's fine. Aircraft is fully serviceable, and the NOTAMs we're happy with. Let's talk about our taxi then and our departure. So this is where we're going to taxi. So we're going to push back. We're going to face southwest, and then the plan will be to taxi down. It'll be unless ATC come and tell us any different, we're going to taxi down Tango, we're going to taxi Bravo, we're going to cross the runway. Well, actually we're going to hold Bravo 1. Now this runway is closed in real life, so technically wouldn't need to hold Bravo 1, but on VATSIM people might not know that, so we might want to just pay a bit of attention in case someone is deciding to land on 4 left or take off on 22 right, who knows. And then from there we're going to go straight across 04 left, and then we will then hold at Bravo 3 for departure on 04 right. So that's the taxi. It's a short taxi, so no single engine taxi. After pushback we'll do the flight control check, and we'll do the taxi checklist actually, then we can concentrate on this short taxi and this little maze of taxiways there, make sure we don't go the wrong way. So little threat because it is such a short taxi. Let's then have a look at the departure itself. MR7 Alpha. Where is it? Here we go. So 7 Alpha. So it is a departure with a immediate right hand turn, and just follow it around. You can see we are all the way straight around here. I've just checked these waypoints, they're all charted correctly. AMR 7 Alpha, and as we look, there are no speed restrictions here on this chart, no climb restrictions either, so we'll climb initially to transition altitude, which is 5,000 feet. And yeah, I thought there was some restrictions here, but there's not, or there isn't on any of these charts anyway, so that's what we'll go with. Yeah. MSA then, as we depart, is climbing all the time. So let's talk about the threats. The biggest threat, of course, is all this terrain here to the north of the airport. Literally north, northeast, northwest. Things go wrong, we head out over the Med and go swimming if things go really wrong. So that's the safe place for us. Immediate right hand turn after departure, no hanging about. Autopilot will be on pretty much straight away after departure, just to reduce my my workload. So if we're all happy, that's the plan. Let's just recap. The engine out procedure is straight out 1 mile from the Azure VOR, which is on here. We make that right hand turn and we hold at Neres, which is over here. Cool. So APU, get that started. That's not Navigraph, Jeremiah. No, that is they are Lido charts. They are actually included free with Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. DC says normal sub altitude is 13 out of these. I didn't think it was 5. I was looking at. I think this is where Navigraph do it better. The charts don't have the initial climb altitudes on them, whereas Jefferson charts do. I don't know why they don't have them on. Just see if I can find it somewhere, but just having a quick look. Yeah, I can't actually see that anywhere on any of the other charts either. So yeah, not sure why nothing's listed, but there we are. So If we're on the VATSIM 7 Alpha, the initial climb is at 10,000 feet. I can find that. Can't find anything for the MR departure. Do you know what? I'm going to set it. I'm going to set 11,000. Flight level 110. So new threat. We're now climbing to a flight level and not an altitude. Okay, so APU is up and running. Excellent. Let's disconnect that. Refueling has completed. We've got 8 tons in there. We just want to check. That's fine. I also just want to set the timer going. So the refueling is set and balanced. So DC on the MR7 Alpha chart, you've got support 213. That I will go with. Thank you. We've set flight level 13. Yeah, Jefferson charts are definitely better for that. So they can come on. That's disconnected. Seatbelt signs can come on. Hey guys, if you want to make sure everybody is ready, arm doors and cross check please. So that's to the cabin crew.
All doors are armed and cross-checked, Captain. Ready for departure.
He sounds thrilled. Lovely. Okay. Final check that we've got no ATC knocking about. We do not. We're on our own. So let's run the cockpit prep checklist. Aircraft acceptance has been completed. Fuel quantity is 8 tons. Balance. Seatbelt signs are on. Adheres. We've got the 3.5 greens of RFQ and H is 1010. 20 feet. Final load sheet check. Then. Okay, so takeoff weight 671. Yeah, got that. We've got 3 screaming babies on board, and the zero fuel is 31.7. That's bang on, and the final takeoff weight CFG is also bang on as well. No LMCs. Perfect. Good stuff. So, if we're all happy with that, in fact, I just want to read those other messages because it will then clear the ECAM. Hey, David, SFS Academy, how you doing? Clear that. Clear that. Done. Right. Are we on Unicorn? We will be in a minute. Don't know how many other aircraft are around us. We are tracking the flight tonight, as always, on Elvatex. So we'll just have a quick look, see if anything else is around us. I'm not sure there is, actually. Oh, there's a couple. There is a couple. Oh, we've got Mark. Haha. Which runway are you taking off from, Mark? Nice, traffic Alpine 15 Lima Echo, stand 50 centre, pushing back facing southwest on Tango. Right, remain squawking 2000. Craig, yes, this is the Fenix aircraft, yes. You are right, there's a lot more to do.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard Easyjet Europe Flight 1745.
Alpine 598, stand 5 for
Estimated flight time is approximately 1 hour, 35 minutes, which is just enough time for me to contemplate my life choices. Now, if you could all pay close attention to the upcoming safety demonstration, that would be fantastic. I know, you've heard it all before. But trust me, it's important information, even for those of you who think that you're frequent flyers. First up, let's talk about the seatbelts. Please fasten, adjust, and open your seatbelts. Remember, they must be fastened whenever the seatbelt sign is illuminated. And if you think you can ignore it, just remember, the pilot up front is probably flying with one hand while sipping coffee with the other. Next, return your seat backs and tray tables to the upright position, and do us all a favor by opening those window blinds for takeoff and landing. We want to see the beautiful scenery, because who doesn't love a good view of the clouds? Now mobile phones and
Noticeable steering disconnected.
flight mode. Laptops and larger devices need to be securely stowed during takeoff and landing. And just a reminder, smoking and the use of e-cigarettes are strictly Place it over your nose and mouth, and breathe normally. And please, secure your own mask before assisting others.
And parking brake released.
Because I can't help you if I'm gasping for air myself. Life vests are located under your seat, or between the seats. Put it on, fasten it, and inflate it only after leaving the aircraft. And yes, we have special life vests for children, because we care about the little ones, even if I'm not so fond of the adults.
Alright, so we're clear to start engines. Paranoia check. Let's get the bleed on. We have to wait 3 minutes now anyway, after the SOP change. It's been 5, so that's fine.
So don't be surprised if you have to backtrack. In case of evacuation, leave all
Engine mode
personnel
to ignition,
behind.
and start engine.
Seriously, your stuff isn't worth your life. And please follow all safety instructions from the crew immediately, because we're not here to play games. Oh, and if one of your power banks or devices starts to get hot or catches fire, please inform a member of the crew immediately. I'd love to see how that plays out. Finally, the safety information card contains all the details you need. Thank you for your attention, and let's hope this flight goes smoother than my last attempt at a coffee break. Oops, wrong.
FS Academy here, mate, says his normal taxi will be Tango Alpha 1, cross 4 left, Whiskey to Whiskey 3. I'm being a little bit cheeky tonight. There's very little traffic, so we've got performance figures for Bravo 3. So, yeah, we're crossing... we're going to cross a little bit sooner. We're going to cross a Bravo, cross 4 left, which is closed anyway tonight, in real life. And then, yeah, we're just going to go Bravo 3. Just save a little bit of time. This actually, Tony, this is default scenery, yeah. Yeah, do you know what, FS Academy? I also thought there were speed restrictions in this first turn, and I couldn't see anything on the Lido chart, which surprised me. I mentioned that when we were briefing it. I was very surprised not to see anything, so I don't think the Lido charts shipped to Flight Sim are actually up to date. I think they're missing some vital information here for Nice, because our green dot is 220, so... Maybe for the first turn we'll keep flaps 1 until we've made it through the first turn, because then if we fly at S speed, which is 194, that'll be fine. And do you know what we could even do is, with that, we could just pre-select that, so we'll just maintain flaps 1 for that departure, and then that's done. But yeah, I'm just trying to find all the departure. I've got 3 charts here. None of them give me the information that I want in detail. Alright, we've got good engine start on 1, start engine 2. Even the initial climb chart here isn't great. In Flight Sim, there's literally very little information on it. That is where Navigraph is better. Engine 2, good start. Okay, so engine mode selector is normal, APU off, APU bleed off, anti-ice not required, and then spoilers, 0 rudder, flaps 1, set trim. Okay, after start checklist, anti-ice is off. ECAM status check, we just got the pack 2, which is fine, and pitch trim is 29.6, rudder is neutral. Needs traffic Alpine 15 Lima, Echo taxiing Tango Bravo, Bravo 1, and then cross 04 left, hold Bravo 3 for 04 right. Tis the plan. Okay, so flight control check. Full left, full right, and neutral. Full up, full down, neutral, and rudder. Full right, full left, and neutral. I'm going to run the taxi checklist as well while we concentrate on our taxi. So, taxi checklist. Flight controls have been checked. Flap setting is config 1. FMA is 134 blue, 139 magenta, climb no blue, 1FD2, 13,000 blue. Radar predictive wind shear is on. Engine mode selector is normal. ECAM Momo. We've got takeoff no blue, or are we waiting for the cabin? Oh no, they're ready. Excellent. Takeoff no blue. And EFB is stowed. Lovely. Right, let's go. Waiting for the ground crew to finish. Shouldn't have turned the tax lights on yet, actually, should we? They're now blind and they can't move. They better still be down there. Oh, there they go. Okay, clear on the left. Clear on the right. Did someone just say the landing 22 right? I'll let Dark inform them. DC guy says his Rosefire 105 version 3 has arrived and it's a game changer. Which panel's that, DC? Remind me. Because there's like a 105, 107, 109, and I forget which is which. Okay, so we've got no change to our performance. Engine out procedure is non-standard, so only after we've completed that turn 1 mile from the Azorvio R, headed direct Neraz, can we level off and accelerate. And we'll hold there at Neraz 4,000 before deciding what to do. Departure is straight out, right turn. Hold S speed until we've completed that first turn. And stop climb is 5013. Right. Needs traffic Alpine 151 Echo, holding Bravo 1, waiting to cross 04 left. I can't remember where he said this. There's an aircraft landing there.
Needs traffic Alpine 598 flight 04 right.
Which one's he on? Is he on 22 right or 22 left? I think he's on 22 right, so we do need to hold. Yeah, so that runway is closed at the minute. Just turn that off. Wait for him to vacate. Where's he gone? Oh, where has he gone? Oh, he's there. Just watch him vacate.
Speed under control will exit via Charlie 1.
Okay, he's going to exit via Charlie 1, that's fine. Up 15 lever Echo, crossing runways of left at Bravo. I'm not convinced he's exiting at Charlie 1. Oh, yes, he is. Good. Well, it was worth waiting. Always remember something my driving instructor said to me years ago. It was to do with when you were approaching roundabouts and indicators, and it was like, just be careful, because all the indicator does is prove the bulb works, doesn't actually prove what the driver's going to do.
Traffic outline 598, departure 04 right, inner mile 7 Charlie departure.
Traffic to 528, taxi indicate 12 via uniform Tango and Sierra.
Lighting up Mr. Fury's aircraft as he rolls down the taxiway. I'm just going to start the timer there for his departure. And a quick check to see, is there any other traffic en route into Nice at the moment? If there isn't, we'll line up. If there is, we'll wait. Looks like there's nothing around us, so that's fine. Nice traffic, Alpine 15 Lima Echo, lining up via Bravo 304 right. And TCAS TRA. Cabin crew, seats for takeoff.
Understood, Captain. Taking seats for takeoff.
Oh, Mark, are you trying to set... Mark Burgess, that is, trying to set things up? Having issues setting up the captain's pack controls. I mean, the biggest headache of any flight simulator, particularly Flight Sim 24, is definitely setting up all controls and hardware. It's alright, I've just heard an aircraft, a prop aircraft, literally over the, well, I thought it was through my headphones. It's not through my headphones, it's something that's just flown straight over the top of me in real life. I don't know what that was, but it sounded very low. So we're now just waiting, we're just waiting 4 minutes for separation. What the hell was that just flew over me? It was Whatever that is. Oh, nice. What is that? Whatever that is, or whoever that is, it has literally just flown very close to our house. So it wasn't a prop plane at all, it was a helicopter. Very nice. Okay, one more minute. John says normally when something passes low over them, it's a police helicopter. Oh, I get that as well. Actually, we get a police aeroplane now around us rather than the helicopter. They still use the helicopter, but the aeroplane can last longer. Captain says you're at the runway and Nice and something flew over us. No, it didn't. Nothing here. We are completely on our own here in Nice tonight. Right, that's a good 4 minute separation. Let's go. Nice traffic, Alpine 15 Lima Echo, departing runway 04 right, Imar 7 Alpha. So, take off. Manflex SRS auto thrust blue. $100 knots. V1. Rotate. Positive climb. Gear up. Autopilot 1 engaged. Thrust climb, auto thrust. Probably turn the lights out so we can see a little bit more, shouldn't we? There we are. Okay, that's at S speed. Setting standard pressure, flight level 130, blue.
Alpine 15 Lima Echo, CTAC, contact Marseille, control on 127.905.
I'm just going to leave that. You interrupted my pack flow. Okay, that's the turn done. I'm happy with that. So push manage speed, just accelerate a little bit, then we'll clean her up. And we'll pass our speed, flaps 0, spoilers disarmed. And we'll continue that climb all the way up to flight level 13. Spoilers, flaps, gear. Probably get the lights off now. What are we at? 5.5. So that can come off, that can come off. Quick seatbelt toggle for the cabin crew. And there's a gorgeous view of Nice this evening. Looks absolutely gorgeous, doesn't it, Nice? Nighttime or daytime. Andrew says on flight aware tracking the Brussels flight it was late in landing, 1 hour 34 minutes late. Well, I hope we're not that late. Shows that we should be landing at about 9 PM UTC time, so that'd be nice if we can do that. It's about an hour and a half from now then, isn't it? Mark Burgess, did you not realise that Mark is Dark Fury? I know, he's very annoying, isn't he?
Dear guests, welcome aboard Easyjet Europe Flight 1745. We are currently flying somewhere over the clouds, and I hope you are all enjoying the thrill of being at the mercy of our pilots' questionable flying skills. The lavatories are now available, so feel free to use them if you dare. Just remember, they're probably cleaner than the cockpit. You can now use your approved electronic devices in flight mode. Yes, because nothing says safety like scrolling through social media while we're up here. Cabin service will begin shortly, so brace yourselves for the delightful selection of overpriced snacks that will make you wonder why you didn't eat before boarding. And just a heads up, if you hear any strange noises, it's probably just the co-pilot snoring. Anyway, sit back, relax, and try not to think about how you're trapped in a metal tube with a bunch of strangers. Oops, wrong.
So I've just been checking out the box. In fact, let's just jump back into the flight deck so you can see that. Just been checking out the box now. So just jumping to our performance page. Cost index 0. Rad nav, we've got nothing to clear out of there. Secondary flight plan, we'll copy the active. We don't need the engine out procedure anymore. The flight plan here, we're just going to clear that continuity actually. So that. And then... yeah, just wanted to check that we could reach our planned flight level, which is flight level 340. Max is 386, so that's fine. So I've selected 340 already. We are 340 blue in the climb. And we can turn off the seatbelt signs. Yeah, I think that view tonight looks absolutely stunning. Oh, Mark, what you should have done is, instead of having DF or Dark Fury, if you couldn't have that, you should have just had Dark Furry. We'd all recognise you if you'd have done that, Mark. Chris Watkins at 93. Good evening to you, sir. Hope you're doing well. How's everybody's Wednesday been? This is sort of like the first main week back at work, I think, for everybody, isn't it? We're past the halfway mark. So yeah. So DC Gert, the 105 is the all-in-one radio management control panel, and ATC is game changer. Yeah, definitely. Just, I mean, I've got the radio control panel from WinFlex, and you're right, it just makes things so much easier. Far easier indeed. And Joanna, you're missing flying. Oh no. Is that real or sim? Jayhawk, Wing Commander Fury. OBE. I think I prefer furry. Definitely prefer furry. Dark furry. And say good afternoon, or good evening rather, to you. I'm doing very well. Happy New Year to you as well. Johnny, you're at friends for a month or so. Oh, that must be nice though. Yeah, you can't fly, but that must be nice. It means you get to sit back, relax, and be a passenger with us for a change, which hopefully you are enjoying as well. That you could... Dark Karen. change it to Dark Karen. Please change it to Dark Karen. And Chris, you've got an email from Wimming saying your throttle quadrant has been dispatched. Brilliant. That'll be that should be awesome. I'm slowly building up enough hardware here to build a full-size cockpit. I just need to be able to convince my wife to let me build it now. And Tony Simpson says looking forward to flying with Easyjet to Enfida next week. That's quite a long flight, isn't it? Whereabouts are you flying from, Tony? Andrew says I ducked out of hand flying the departure. Yeah, do you know what? When the standard operating procedure is to use the maximum amount of automation that is sensible, why would I not? I mean, I know guys that literally 5 seconds, 100 feet after takeoff, boom, it's on. Sayed, do I prefer the in-knee builds or the Headwind A330? Do you know what, Sayed? That is a great question because I haven't flown either for a long time. That's something we need to rectify, isn't it? So Tony, you flying from Edinburgh as well. That is one of EasyJet's longest flights. I'm sure it is. Yeah, I'm almost certain that is one of EasyJet's longest flights. They go down now to Jordan as well, I think. And I also think they've opened up... oh, let me see if I can bring it up. I'm sure they've opened up one which is absolutely miles away. I've never heard of it before. Let me see if I can find it for you. Oh, it's not going to load on my iPad. Oh, that's annoying. Hang on. Must be using some software that Apple don't like. They haven't paid for it. So I'm just having a look now. So the furthest point they fly is Marsa Alam. That also is in Egypt, but they've also got a route. I really want to fly this. No, I don't, but we really should try this one day. Oh my god. So they fly to Georgia. Tbilisi in Georgia from Luton. How long must that take? I mean, that's a 6-hour flight, maybe 5.5-hour flight. Oh no, Tony, Tenerife is certainly not longer. Tenerife's only about 4.5 hours. Oh, I forgot about Cape Verde, David. Yes, you are quite right. They do Cape Verde, don't they? Completely forgot about that. They do a lot of the Cape Verde Islands. Most of them they do from Lisbon and Porto. It's a very boring flight, by the way. I have done it in real life. They do Manchester to Sal. That's a long flight. I bet... Oh, yeah, I think that might be their longest flight now. The Georgia one is long, but at least that's interesting. At least you're flying over somewhere. The Cape Verde one, like I said, I've done it in real life. It is as boring as hell. I would imagine they probably do use the 321's Lemon just because of the range. The JetBlue aircraft, though, they are different. They've got additional centre tanks. I think they're also are they the extra long range ones as well that they use? They're not the EasyJet ones. Oh no, it's just a 320 Neo. Oh no, that's going to Lisbon. Hang on, I'm I'm trying to find an EasyJet. EasyJet to the UK. Oh wow, actually no. Sid in Cape Verde. EasyJet operate a 320 Neo to London Gatwick. That is a long flight. That is a long flight. That is a crew stopover flight for EasyJet, and they don't do that many of those. Hey Freezer says, just stopping by to say that we're a few people on Twitch as well. Oh, do you know what? That is my huge apologies. If you're watching on Twitch, I've pressed the wrong button and I hadn't got my Twitch notifications up. So if you're on Twitch, please accept my apologies and give us a wave or a chat or a hello shout in the chat room. I can now see them all. My humblest apologies. I hadn't turned on my Twitch chat notifications here on the stream. So, Frieza, really glad that you came in and told me that. So, yeah, alienating some audience there. Mark, which FCU do I use? I use the Wing Flex. The Wing Flex FCU combo is actually what I use. Right, just want to quickly see how we're doing up front. Oh, we've got about 4,000 feet to go. So Christian297, thank you so much for the follow on Twitch. I'm now getting my Twitch notifications and can read my Twitch chat after getting that completely wrong. So we are going to be crossing the Alps today, so we'll do the old DGAD waypoint. Very useful. Remember, we've got MSA at the moment, which is above 10,000 feet, so we need an escape maneuver if something bad happens. So DGAD as the waypoint, and the references are 225 and 90 or 090. So there we are. So there we are. That's that, and that will then give us an outline. So there we are. Something bad happens this side of the line, turn round. Something bad happens that side of the line, carry on. And it's just good situational awareness. Joanna says use the full wing full combo, double EFIS and FCU. Yeah, so see, I have the Wing Flex, FCU combo, which, yeah, gives me the full size this bit here. What I now need is the glare shield at this side and that side. Plain Old George says, this hobby has got out of hand for me. The hardware available to us now is amazing. Yeah, but you know what, George? None of this hardware was available. Oh, it was, but none of this hardware was as accessible as it is now before Flight Sim 2020 came out. David's done BZN to Sid. Where's BZN? I don't recognise that one. TJ, TP as a waypoint, that is basically where you currently are. It stands for turning point. But yeah, it's basically that is where your current position is. George says it's gone out of hand because he can't stop buying stuff. Yeah, but you know what, if you enjoy it, why not? Actually, no, TP isn't that. I'm thinking of PPOS, which is present position. Oh, David, you've done it from Briars Norton. Ah, okay, I'm guessing you weren't doing that on a... I weren't doing that through... You weren't doing that out of your own pocket. Has Microsoft has Microsoft kept Flight Sim 2020 running? You're guessing they don't update it anymore. Do you know what, Lemon? I honestly don't know. I assume they've kept it running because, well, they should have. Right, that is alt cruise, so flight level 340. So with that, we set the TCAS to
Dear
below.
guests, well, here we are, cruising along at a height that makes me question my life choices. Cabin crew will now begin the stacking of beverage soups, because who doesn't love overpriced snacks that taste the cardboard? You can look forward to our delightful selection of items, including the infamous Easyjet cheese sandwich and a beverage that's probably been sitting in the can for ages. After we serve you these culinary masterpieces, we'll also have some selected items for shop available for your shopping pleasure. So sit tight, try not to think about how our pilot is up there, flying like he's in a video game. Oops, wrong.
Mario over on Twitch says this is sick. I presume you mean that in the young hip, that is fantastic sense, and not the old-fashioned I'm about to vomit sense. David, all paid for by the taxpayer. Yeah, I thought so when you mentioned Bryce Norton. Joanna, yeah, you're right. It's the transient point, but it's French, so they reversed it, of course. I was thinking of PPOS, which is the present position. Dark Fury Flight Sim 2020 is still running and being updated as far as I'm aware. Dark, are you still on? Were you on 2020? Or have you updated now? You're on 2020 for a while, weren't you? One Foxy Bingo Cav. Hey, One Foxy. So the cabin crew is from Say Intentions Entourage. Link in the video description down below if you're watching on YouTube and want to check that out. I think if the cabin crew had been drinking lemon, they'd have probably been a little bit more joyful. If you are enjoying our stream, though, please do me a massive favour, hit that like button. It just helps with the YouTube algorithms and things. So, big thank you if you've already done that. Conda Freezer. Yeah, if you have asked me a question on Twitch in the last hour or so, please repost the question because I completely missed it. I've now got, I can now see the Twitch comments. So, you have an Airbus question. Did the Airbus recently change their startup sequence from 2 to 1? To engine 1 and then now 2? Oh, do you know what? Yes and no. Yes and no. So, lots of airlines did their own thing anyway. Basically, yeah, engine 2 was the norm for a long time. But if you were doing a single engine taxi, then in order to do a single engine taxi, you started engine 1 first, and then you just turned on the electric pump up there. And then you started engine 2 at least so it could run for 3 minutes before you departed. So lots of airlines that we used to do in single engine taxis, and let's face it, a lot of them do because it saves money, it saves engine wear and tear, it saves fuel. Low cost carriers like EasyJet, single engine taxi is the way to go. So they wanted to change things anyway with their standard operating procedures, because what they didn't want is the pilots to be thinking, right, okay, we're not doing single engine taxi today, so it's engine 2 first and then it's engine 1. Or we are doing a single engine taxi today, so it's going to be engine 1 first and then engine 2. They changed it regardless and said, you know what, forget this. 9 times out of 10 we're going to do a single engine taxi, so it doesn't matter which how many engines we're going to start for our journey today. It doesn't matter if we're doing 1 or 2 engine start, we will always start engine number 1 because that was the most common one, and it just meant that no matter what flight they were doing, the procedure was the same every time. So lots of airlines already did engine 1 start first. Airbus then caught up and went, oh, do you know what, that's a good idea, engine 1 start first. So yes, you're right, technically they did, but a lot of airlines were doing it anyway. So I hope that makes sense. Dark Fury, thank you for posting that link. And you have Dark Fury, you've changed your name. I've just noticed that. Legend. D-Flat Duck, good evening to you. Hope you are well. Do I have an online checklist I would recommend? Practice real in the sim. Been looking around, can't find a good one. Right, do you know what? That link that Dark Furry has just posted is a link to our Discord server. There's a pilot's briefing room in there. That pilot's briefing room is absolute gold for anyone who wants to fly the A320, written by real A320 pilots, has a real world checklist in there, sort of. So that is the place to go if that's what you want. So yeah. Captain Joe, I'm still using same intentions for the cabin crew and to fill in the blanks while on Unicom. I don't often use the ATC, but I do use the cabin crew every single flight because it's hilarious. Roy Marks, good evening to you. Hope you are doing well. Right, we need to do a fuel check as well. In fact, I've not even checked that we've not broke the aircraft whilst we've been in flight. So all that's fine. No engine vibrations or anything daft like that. Bleed is good. Cabin pressure, that's all fine. Electrics are good. Hydraulics fine. Fuel use 1.8, 6.2. That adds up to 8 tons. No fuel leak. APU is off. Temperatures are nice and pleasurable. We've got doors closed, arms, PSI, temperatures are fine. All flight controls look good. And everything's normal. That's what we want. Quick look as well on the overhead panel. Make sure nothing is glowing up there. The Airbus force field lights out, of course. We've passed DGAD now, so I'm going to clear out that fix info. And so now let's just do a fuel check. Where are we? So we took 8 tons of fuel and our plug fuel was 6 tons. Oh, we've taken 2 tons extra then. So that means, where are we? We are approaching Moblo. Oh, we're approaching Mont Blanc. Excellent. Flying straight over the highest peak. So if we have a look now for Moblo, where are you? We should have about 5.7 tons in the tanks. I've got 6.1. Awesome. Dark says, doesn't engine start depend on airline SOP? Well, yeah, exactly. That's my point. Airbus SOPs was start engine 2 first, and airline SOPs were no. We're going to do engine 1 first because we want to save money. So, yeah, that's pretty much what we were saying. But if you're doing Airbus SOPs, then now it's engine 1 first, whereas prior to that, it was engine 2 first. Give Mont Blanc a wave. It's gorgeous. Sadly, we're flying straight over the top of it, so passengers won't actually get a decent view of it. Plain Old George says he did a fixed base 320 sim 4-hour session before Christmas's birthday gig. 4 hours! God, bet that was expensive. Was amazing. It made me realise though how amazing it is to have the hardware at home. You felt comfortable with the in real life sim. Yeah, exactly. You can just walk in there and you know exactly what you're doing now, which is fantastic. And I say it was Flight Sim 2020 that seemed to kick off all that hardware, wasn't it? Right, were we late? Let's have a look if the company is complaining at me. Or not. No ADC required. Fantastic. It was a big birthday. Excellent. DC, what does the message center tank feeding mean in the Phoenix? It basically means that the outer tanks have dropped below, oh god, 750 kilograms of fuel, I think it is. And so the center tanks are feeding the engines rather than the outer tanks. Nothing to worry about. It's perfectly normal. My overlay needs a restart. We're currently at 22 feet. Yeah, 22,000 would have at least been more accurate, but no, let me give it a kick. One moment, I'll update that for you. Anyway, Dark Fury, it's good to see you flying in Easyjet colours today, and not Ryanair or anything else. Alright, hopefully the overlay is now working for you again. So we'll have a look at the arrival. Just check that all that looks good. That IDG temperature is looking a bit excessive. Okay, we've got IDG failure and confirm that that is too hot. Let's turn that off. Right, we're down a generator. Okay, so generator 2 fault as the integrated drive is now off. Confirm that that has now been shut down. We're now running on one generator, so APU start. I will just get the checklist up and check the documentation for that, but yeah, I'm pretty certain it's an APU start. You have to disconnect it because it overheats and breaks very quickly if the temperature starts to get a bit hot. It's not going to affect our flight. So I'm now just double checking if there's anything else we need to do. Just keeping an eye on that other IDG at the moment. Okay, so IDG number 2 is off, as that's the one that was affected. IDG disconnection when engine is stopped over idle, that's fine. Generator fault comes on, do not press for more than 3 seconds to avoid damage to the disconnected solenoid, that's fine. IDG fault light goes off when IDG is disconnected. Just confirm. Yeah, IDG is off, generator fault. That's fine. That's going to obviously not be working. Okay, so let's start the APU just because if one generator, we've got one generator left, let's have a backup. So APU start. So if available, the APU may be started and use the APU, and the APU generator is used. If APU generator is not available, Cat 3 single only. Yeah, so there's nothing else we can do. Might take the APU a little bit longer than normal just because we're higher up. There we go, you heard the solenoids clicking in. Just go back to the electrical page. APU gen is now backing up AC and DC. Okay. And clear ecam. Okay, so quickly just to sort of debrief what we've just got. We're down one generator on the right side, generator 2. We're now backed up with the APU generator. What does this actually mean for us? Well, from an operational point of view, absolutely nothing, unless something else breaks. If any of the other two generators are now to go down, that'd be the APU or the IDG on number 1, or generator number 1. If either of those go down, that's a mayday. I ain't flying with just one electrical generator up here, because that's bad news. So, just quickly looking around where we are. Basel is a good shout for somewhere to divert to if we need it. That's just there to the we've got Geneva down here as well, so it would be prudent, I think, just to quickly grab the weathers for both of those for situational awareness. Geneva is closer. I know Geneva very well too, so we'll send that off. And Lima Fox, Sierra Bravo is Basel, so we'll just pop that in there too. We'll wait for those to come through. Sorry, I've been concentrating on my aircraft and not the chat, so apologies for that. Just seen on the display of the aircraft 1,000 feet above us, that's fine. Yeah, so there's Geneva actually, a gorgeous view of Geneva down there that we missed. Apologies for that, that would have been nice to see. So, Geneva en route, that's got showers in the vicinity, but the weather there is absolutely fine. And Basel also absolutely fine, just a little bit of overcast count. So, that's all. GLS, Joanna. Oh, we're not doing that. Easyjet can't afford that technology. Dark says it's the was that the Porto to Madeira flight happening, or was it Lisbon to Madeira? I can't remember. That was all your guys' fault. You broke my aircraft that day. you broke my aircraft and I had to turn around and go back. Now, before that kicked off, just checking my arrival here. We're coming in on 25 left, Yankee arrival. I think. The star is the Batty 6 Alpha. And the Flow 1 Hotel RNAV procedure. There it is. Yeah, so that's fine. That's all as expected. Darren, what happened? Oh, the IDG overheated. So might as well just turn generator 2 off because, well, it's not working. Which is why we have the APU on. Joanna, that is really, really kind of you. Says he dedicates a month each year of staying with a friend who is housebound. Company for them. Turn up before Christmas, cook the dinner, and stay until early Feb. Georgiana, I can't imagine how much your friend looks forward to that time of year. So that is amazing. Darren, terrain on the navigation display at 34,000 feet, is that normal? Well, it is when you're over the Alps. Just getting the charts for the arrival now so we can see that. Then we can brief the arrival, then we can sit and relax for the rest of the flight. Unless something else breaks. So, RNAV stars for Brussels. Let's have a look. We're going to be coming in then on the Batty 6 Alpha arrival just here. Coming in to waypoint Flow, or Flora. Is the overlay not working again? Oh! No, the overlay has crashed good and proper. Hang on, not quite sure what's happened there. The actual program that controls the overlay had crashed, not the overlay itself this time. Right. There we go. Hopefully that's working for you. Yeah, so just have a quick look at this. We're planning 25 left, so it's going to be Batty 6 Alpha arrival, flight level 70 then at Flora. From Flora then we've got our procedure, which then brings us in around to Brussels. We'll get the chart up for that arrival. ILS. There it is. So Flora, platform altitude 3,000 feet, 45 metre wide runway, 3 degree flight path angle, glide slope is 3 degrees, PAP is 3 degrees, so they're fine. no displaced threshold. The missed approach altitude is 4,000 feet. Platform altitude 3,000, and minimums are for a Cat 1, which is what we're doing tonight, 350. So we'll go through, we'll set up the box for all of that. Christian, hello, how are you? Good to see you. Lead says, hi, great channel, how have you been flight simming? Where's the best for you to learn on PS5? Now, PS5 I can't help you with. How long have I been flight simming for? Oh god. So I was, and I'm now... That's a really bad question. That's probably about 25 years. Andrew, is this an easy landing into Brussels? Yeah, it's pretty straightforward. Pretty straightforward. Even with a broken aircraft. So, we should be on the ground in just under an hour. We've checked the flight plan. All of that is fine. And then we're just going to have a look at the RadNav page. We'll set all this up, so we'll have flow. We want 7,000 feet by the time we get to flow. And we'll also pop in Brussels as well, which is Bub. So the RadNav page is set up. EBBR 25 left. 220 miles to go. Going to increase that managed descent a little bit, get us there a little bit quicker. Now let's have a look at doing the landing calculation. So first of all, how heavy we're going to be when we land? We're going to be 59, 60, 61, 62, 63. Let's call it 64 tons to be safe. So .25 left. I believe the runway condition code is well, it's not going to be dry, so we'll go with 5. Apply the METAR. It was raining and sleeting a little bit ago, so I'm going to stick with runway code 5. 64 tons for the landing. Auto brake low, looks like it's fine. Flaps 3 is going to be great as well. So yeah, that's easy. Let's just fill in the weather whilst we've got it. Stephen Kirkpatrick, I use the Lido charts, which are included for free with Microsoft Flight Sim 2024. So the QNH there is 1005. Temperature currently in Brussels is 0 degrees. Wind is 210 at 12. So it's about an 8 knot crosswind. The minimums were 350. It's not an auto land. Config 3 landing for us today. Transition altitude 5,000 feet. VAP is 145. No need to alter that. Andrew, no panel for an IDG fill it? Nah. No, I mean, the emergency would come if the APU now failed or generator number 1 failed. That's an emergency call, because you're flying with one generator. And what happens if that goes? At that point, you are in the hands of God and a little tiny propeller. So no, it doesn't really affect anything as long as everything else now behaves itself. You'll find though a lot of things are like that. Something will break and you think, huh, okay, and then you just carry on. The thing with an IDG overheat though is it's not something you can turn off and then back on again, which fixes a lot of Airbus problems, funnily enough. If one of the flight computers goes down, turn it off, turn it back on again, ding, chances are it'll fix it. A bit of cloud cover spoiling our view this evening. Okay, so I think now is pretty much the perfect time to brief the arrival then into the Brussels. I've just been reviewing the charts with you guys anyway, so you're probably already a bit familiar with them, which is fine. So let's let me just see if there are any. Is there any ATC knocking about for Brussels? Yeah, 132.48. Let's see if we can pick that up, or if we're too far away.
2103129, visibility 10 kilometers for 4 clouds. View at 2,500 feet, temperature 0, dew point -1 QNH 1005. Navigate confirm information Bravo. But first Brussels National Information Bravo. 1950 expect vectors for ILS approach runway 25 left for arrival, clear, drive runway 25 right for departure, transition level 60, wind 310 degrees 12 knots, visibility 210 kilometers for 4 clouds. View at 2,500 feet, temperature 0, dew point -1 QNH.
Okay, it's very quiet. I can just about hear it. I don't know if you can hear it on stream. But yeah, basically, so we have information Bravo, ILS approach 25 left, that's what we've planned. The runway is actually clear and dry. We went with slightly damp figures, so that's fine. Transition level is 60 for departures, winds 210 at 12, and everything else that we've got is all correct. So we are planning our arrival on the correct runway. Coming in then, Batty, the plan will be flight level 7, obviously ATC will take over, but the plan will be flight level 70 at Flora. From Flora then, we will either get the INAV approach or we will get the vectored approach from there to pick up the ILS into Brussels. Plan will be for me, green dot speed at Flora, or leaving Flora then, once if we're in the hold. After that, flaps 1 will probably be around 12 miles out, and if we just bring up the approach, then flaps 2 will be as we pick up the glide, 3,000 feet intercept, so that's pretty normal. Straight in approach, nothing daft there. MSA 22, then 19, so no real terrain to worry about either as we're coming in. Everything is straightforward. Normal landing. It's a flaps 3 landing that we're going to be doing today. Not added any extra speed or anything like that to the VAP. The missed approach is straight out then with a left hand turn at a minimum of 700 feet and then a speed of 185 knots. So if we do have to go missed, it's going to be S speed or flaps 1 as the maximum retraction for that. And then it's a left turn back towards the heading of 105 degrees, climbing 4,000 feet. So it'll be in the flight. It's the missed approach in the flight plan, in the flight computer anyway. So shouldn't have to hand fly that unless something really goes wrong, in which case that could be rather funky. Let's have a look at the ground chart then. And it's quite a long taxi for Easyjet this, so Where are you? Yeah, so ground chart. We'll look to vacate either Charlie 4 or Charlie 5. And then we'll be taxiing probably on the outer or inner, depending on what we're told. Can't remember which. Might be the inner, actually. And then from there, we park over here. All the way around there. So, yeah, it is quite a long taxi for us, which is a shame. But never mind. Other things to mention, then, not concerned about the weather now. The aircraft, we've obviously been slightly degraded in that we've lost a generator. It's not a problem. So, so that's fine. And if we do lose a generator prior to that, we'll call Mayday and try and get in quicker. The only other thing to mention, I think, is just take this taxi slow once we depart. 'Cause I've done this before and I have got lost here before, so we'll try not to do that this time. So yeah, if anyone's got any questions, fire away. Mark says he watched the live stream from Manchester today, an increasingly rare 747 freighter arrival. Do you know what, Mark? It passed straight in front of my office window. Literally passed straight in front of my office window today. Got a very blurry photo of it. But I wanted it for my my Jetlog app, so I could tick it off and say that I'd seen it. Let me just see if I can find it. What was the registration of it? 1 minute. So I spotted it today. I saw quite a few aircraft today. Where's my logbook? It was Challenge Airlines, wasn't it? Challenge Airlines 4 X-ray India Charlie Kilo. That one? Yeah, it was that aircraft. So really good. Not sure why no photo's showing. There was a photo showing earlier when I spotted it. So yeah, really nice aircraft, which I can't show you because it's not there. But not sure if there's anything decent flying around me at the minute. Police helicopter. And, ooh, what's that? Ooh, an Airbus A400. Very nice. Seem to be an increasing amount of those at the minute. David, the stream announcement channel on Discord has disappeared. It has been replaced with a streaming schedule channel, so you know when we're going to be live now. I might have to put a poll in on Discord. Did people like that alert on Discord saying we're about to go live, or not? I just thought I've replaced it with a streaming schedule, so people sort of plan ahead a little bit. And I know YouTube are quite late, aren't they, with their pings? So that was our departure out of Nice. Heading over Lake Geneva, we saw that just. And looks like we may be headed into some airspace which has been controlled. Although actually no, potentially not. We've got Luxembourg approach, they're online. We're probably not going to be going into landing radar. I will probably have a look then, David, at adding both. what we might do is I might just ping in the pilot's room. Probably make a bit more sense, wouldn't it? We've got the streaming schedule now, so people know when we're going to be having a live stream, and we'll just ping in the pilot's room so everyone knows what we've got, if that helps. Captain Down says Luxembourg is the country where I live. I like Luxembourg. We don't visit that airport very often. I can't remember the last time I flew to it, actually. But yeah, that would be good. Yeah, okay, DC, I will look to do that next time we stream. Menzi77, why are we flying with APU on? Because a little bit earlier on, the rubbish aircraft broke. Generator 2 failed. Actually, no, Generator 2 didn't fail. The IDG failed. So that meant Generator 2 is now not working. So now we fly with APU. What are you telling me about GPS primary? That's interesting. Sword says he's doing the same flight as us right now. Are you on VATSIM as well? Just to remind you, I haven't done so already. Give us a like if you're watching on YouTube. And Christian297 has prime subbed on Twitch. So Christian, thank you so much for that. I really appreciate your support, as I do the support of everyone who helps support the channel through membership, donations, that kind of thing. Gives me the ability and help to be able to create content and put the live streams on, that kind of thing. So yeah, really do appreciate all of that. DC, you want the ping so your wife can say, is it time for the stream? Does she just go and watch EastEnders or something then, when or something equivalent when you're on here? Andreas Becker says his FlightSim 2020 is crashing. I can't help you, Andreas. I'm not on FlightSim 2020 anymore. But if it's crashing to the point where it's not working, then usually a reinstall is the way forward. Christopher 12, good evening to you. Hope you are well. Oh, she's watching Netflix, DC. Oh, what's she watching? Anything good? Does anybody have a box set that they just return to over and over and over again? They just have it on the background, just while cooking tea or doing menial tasks like sorting, washing out, you know, earbuds in, iPad on, or even my phone on, just in the corner. I don't have to watch it. I know what's happening. I can listen to it. And because my go-to box set, I had two. Growing up, obviously, I watched Friends. I loved Friends. And I don't know how much longer that's going to remain on Netflix for. And I think the other one that I've literally just finished was Star Trek Voyager. I don't even like... I'm not a fan of any of the Star Trek films or anything like that, but Star Trek Voyager, I loved that. Literally living on the starship, trying to get back home. I loved that that branch off series of the Star Trek universe. And yeah, I knew it off by heart, but I think that's left Netflix today for the first time in years, so now I'm stuck. See, Stargate, I never watched Stargate, so I couldn't have that as a go-to, something to have in the background, because I'd have to concentrate on what was happening. Joanna, DS9 is better. My dad was a Deep Space Nine and Next Generation guy. When I was younger anyway. He obviously grew up with Captain Kirk. But DS9, I can kind of remember some of the characters from that. Odo was always one of my favourites. I think it was Odo, wasn't it? Was he a shapeshifter or something? I always remember him because he was the same actor. I can't tell you his name. He was the same actor that played one of the bad guys in Police Academy 4. Now, Police Academy, that's a blast from the past. I mentioned this to my lad the other day. He's only 11. And I thought, do you know what? You might just be at the age now where you kind of find Police Academy quite amusing. Then I watched the trailer for Police Academy and saw actually there was a bit of language in it that I'm not ready for him to hear yet. Very naive of me, I know. He probably is far worse than that at school, but, you know. Do I fly the 321 often? Not that often, to be honest. It depends if it's a 321 route. David, you spent 350 quid on the Lego Enterprise ticket over Christmas. 300. Lego is just not cheap, is it? It is not cheap. Unless you buy it on AliExpress. I bought an airband radio off AliExpress. It was something like 30 quid, including delivery from China or wherever it came from. And I thought, well, it'll be rubbish. Anyway, it came. Bloody brilliant. Absolutely fantastic. Better than ones I've had in the past that cost sort of, 150, 200 quid. So why is that flashing? Oh, that is brilliant. Is that new? That is fantastic. I have never had this before. Normally I'll get an ACARS message in the box if you're flying VATSIM UK. I love getting this automated message, so we are planning gate 134, which is fantastic. We know where we're going, so we can plan that now. Andrew, the flight log app, can you track Newcastle? Well, it's not so much about tracking aircraft, mate. It is literally about looking up in the sky and ticking off what you see. So what we got at Newcastle? See, because it's based on ADS-B, these are probably vehicles. So there's nothing around Newcastle at the minute. You've got whatever that is, ASL. Oh, they're the cargo airlines they're flying over. We've got Sun Class Airlines. In fact, what's that? Sun Class Airlines, A330. That's kind of cool. I wish I'd seen that fly over. Not many of them knocking about. So yeah, it's basically you look outside your window, tick it off, mark it as spotted. Yeah, so we are 134 squawk mode charter on the gate. That is fine. So let me just grab the charts up. Now we know where we're going. I really like that. So VATSIM UK give you your parking gate before you arrive, which is brilliant. Brussels then seem to do it as well. Does anybody else, any other VATSIM areas do that? So 134 is our stand. Yeah, I told you that's exactly where it would be. Look at this. We'll land, vacate, taxi all the way around here, and we are stand 134 just there. but nice to know where we're going. There is a link to that app in the video description down below if anyone wants to check that out. So I knew that I got an ATC message because my WingFlex radio management panel has got the ATC flashing button. That's the first time I've actually seen it light up, so that's good to know that that's working. It's not on the App Store, Andrew, no, because it's not available for Apple just yet. It's only available for yeah, it's only available for Google Play Store Android users. Descent in a few minutes, so we'll let them know. Hey guys, just letting you know that we'll be starting our descent in about 10 minutes time, looking to get into Brussels in about 30 minutes.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your lead flight attendant, Jim speaking. We are about to start our descent into Brussels in about 30 minutes, so if you could all make sure your seatbelts are fastened, that would be fantastic. Just a reminder, if you see our pilot up front, he might look like he knows what he's doing, but trust me, he's probably just as confused as the rest of us. And our co-pilot? Well, let us just say he might be enjoying a little too much of the in-flight beverage service. As we prepare for landing, I encourage you to take a moment to reflect on your life choices that led you to fly with us today. Remember, if you need to use the lavatory, now is the time, because once we land, it is a free-for-all, and I can promise you wouldn't have to wait in line behind someone who thinks they can take their sweet time. And don't it? Forget, if you have any complaints, please direct them to the nearest exit. Thank you for flying with us, and let us hope this landing is smoother than my last attempt at a coffee break. Oops, wrong.
Dark Fury, you've not got any message with the stand assignment. Well, I must just be special then, Dark. Take that any way you wish. DC, if you can land on 25 right, you're near the parking spot. Yeah, I know, but I don't think we're ever getting on 25 right. That's the departure runway. Millen says he's had advanced stand sent through when flying into Ibiza before. See, that came through and it actually said automated message. So... yeah. DC, they can use both runways, that is correct. Parallel landings, I saw that on the chart. But in the 80s today, we've just got 25 left for the approach. 25 right is being used just for departures. Good old Dark. Yeah, I mean, that's a good point. Dark, have you got your Hoppy's A cars all set up correctly? Andrew, how long till we land? About 25 minutes, I think. We're just going to start our descent now. So, open thrust idle, open descent, and 160 blue. Down we go. Hey Oliver, best thing is definitely on Discord. If you've sent it on Discord, I haven't responded to. Indie builds have gone back to work this week, so they should start adding them to the accounts, because I am aware there are still a few prizes. Actually, there are still a few prizes that have not even been claimed, so we may have to give them away again. But if you've had a response from me, then it is in hand. Andrew, what's my most favourite aircraft that I've logged in the Jetlog app? Oh, that's a good question. So, see, this is just a Windows debug demo version. It's not actually signed in, so I can't actually say what I've spotted. I need to go on my actual one on my phone to check. Let's have a look at the logbook. Let me see. Oh, that's quite difficult to say that, to be honest with you. The one airline I'm close to finishing is British Airways CityLink. I'm very close to spotting all of those as they keep zipping up to Scotland. There's an Air Serbia, that was quite rare when I saw that. Air Tahiti, I see those occasionally, which is kind of cool. And now we've got ATC, so we best contact them. 118255. I also did see a Korean Air 74 when I was down at Heathrow last year. Yeah, 118255. Brussels Control, good evening, Alpine 15 Lima Echo. A320, we have information. Bravo descending past flight level 270, inbound Batty.
Alpine 15 Lima Echo, Brussels arrival I-10, descent flight level 60. Clear Batty 6 Alpha arrival, expect pilot approach, runway 25 right.
Cleared via the Batty 6 Alpha, descend flight level 060 and just confirm arrival runway 25 right for Alpine 15 Lima Echo.
Alpine 15 Lima Echo, confirm 25 right, and it will be a short taxi for you.
That's fantastic, thanks so much. Copy 25 right for the arrival on Alpine 15 Lima Echo. And we've got 25 right.
Alpine 15 Lima Echo, so squawk 1000.
And squawk 1000 for Alpine 15 Lima Echo. We've got the short taxi, guys. Brilliant. So we just need to change the box.
8 Brussels arrival I-25. Proceed direct to Flora, Foxtrot, Lima, Oscar, descent flight level 60. Expect factor pilot approach runway 25 right. Squawk 1000.
Fantastic. So saving us a bit of time.
It will be a longer taxi ride for you because you'll basically be on the left hand side of the runway 25 right. It will be like a 1 minute taxi for you.
Yeah, that's fine. We're grabbing
Dog Fury wanted to burn extra fuel.
Right, in that case, you can expect factors 25, but still there Explorer, flight level 60.
So, I just want to check the box is fine for the arrival that we've now got, and we just need to quickly reset up the approach information. So that's
29 Delta
25 right.
Probably be east, but for the push you can contact ground now.
That's fine.
118.055.
No change to how I plan to fly the approach, but let's just check now. ILS 25 right. We have got still 3 degrees. A small displaced threshold this time. Still 45 metre wide runway. Now the go around has changed. It is a right hand turn 700 feet. Heading 015, and there's no minimum speed this time. Missed approach altitude is now 3,000 feet, not 4,000 feet.
Altitude 2,000 feet, QNH 1006.
Everything else is the same. The minimums for the approach are 310, so slightly lower as well. And still config 3 arrival.
Alpine 37 Micro,
Lemon, I have spotted Ryanair, yes. In fact, I hate to say this, I think my top aircraft type, according to the stats, is the 737-800.
But my 37 Micro, direct Flora, flight level 60. and expect pilot approach runway 25 right.
Direct Flora, continue descent, flight level 60 and expect 25 right, Alpine 15 Lima Echo.
Alpine 15 Lima Echo, disregard that last one, is also Alpine 37 Lima Echo, direct Flora 25 right.
Yeah, Flora 25 right, Alpine 27 Echo.
And bit right, there are similar call signs on frequency, Alpine 15 Lima Echo and 37 Lima Echo.
As copied 15 Lima Echo, cancel the direct, and we are direct Flora now anyway, Alpine 15 Lima Echo.
Positive arrival, Lufthansa 2283, I see the ground station serving on high. Shall I contact delivery or ground fare?
Lufthansa 2283, for perspective, can indeed contact ground now, 118.055, see you soon.
118055, yeah, we'll see in a bit.
Digger Flight 152, sorry, what, did I miss something? You're on about the ADSB, which is what the app does use in order to pick up the information of where aircraft are, of course.
Alpine 598, maintain speed 250.
Just keeping an ear out now on ATC because there are two call signs, as you just heard, that are very, very similar.
Alpine 15 Lima Echo, turn right now, heading 310.
Right, heading 310 for Alpine 15 Lima Echo. So we're just coming off the original flight path now. I'm also just putting a 9-mile radius ring in there just to help us with that. Oh, Digger Flight, you're on about having your own receiver. Yeah, well, I think it depends on where you then want to send that information to. There are several sort of repositories that use it.
2885, turn right, heading 2.
My app uses 3 different ones. That we can close and ignore now.
598, continue present, heading back to 257.
He's probably just redirected us for a bit of traffic and a bit of a shortcut as well, a bit of a longer approach, so it's normal, Andrew, absolutely normal. And it's doing us a huge favour, actually.
Boston 2885, further right, heading 270, 20%. Boston 2885, great. Towers 118.605, have a nice landing, bye-bye. Boston 118.605,
It's really nice to have ATC here at Brussels. Doesn't happen that often, sadly. And I really do like the Brussels scenery, so that's cool. Right, I'm going to push pull for managed speed, sorry, selected speed, and the speed now is 250 set. DC is going to go outside with fireworks so we can see them.
Alpine 598, turn left heading 290, descend to altitude 4,000 feet, QNH1006.
Just confirming that flaps 3 landing is set.
By heading 290. Left 290, and generating speed restriction for Alpine 598. Alpine 598, no more ADC speed restriction.
Okay, so now we're not going to get any other sort of directs or any waypoints.
Alpine 15 Lima Echo, turn left heading 290.
Left heading 290 Alpine 15 Lima. Let's tidy up our flight plan. So that is the runway extended centre line. 10,000 feet.
Class 4 Alpha Hotel, Brussels arrival identified. Class flight level 70.
Flight level 70, being for Alpha.
Transition altitude is 4,500 feet as well, so we're still descending to a flight level at the moment. Lemon, we live very high up, so we have had a sprinkling of snow, but the moment you end up going down the road, there's no snow at all. It's not bad, to be fair. Not bad at all. So India Bravo Romeo is now identified. I'm going to activate the approach phase as well in the box, so that's done.
Alpine 598, left heading 280, descent to altitude 2,000 feet, clear terrace approach, runway 25 left.
Anti-ISON then as we just descend through the clouds. Cabin crew, 10 minutes to landing.
Alpine 15 Lima Echo, turn left heading 280, descent to altitude 4,000 feet, QNH 1006.
Descend altitude 4,000, turn heading 280, QNH 1006, Alpine 15 Lima.
Yes, you heard that right. 30 minutes of your life you'll never get back. Please make sure your seatbelts are fastened, because let's be honest, our pilot up front is probably going to make this landing as smooth as a roller coaster ride. And if you see our co-pilot, well, he might be too busy enjoying his in-flight beverage to help out. As we prepare for landing, I highly recommend you take a moment to reflect on your life choices that led you to fly with us today. And if you need to use the lavatory, now is the time, because once we land, it's a mad dash, and I can't promise you won't have to wait behind someone who thinks they can take their sweet time. Thank you for flying with Easyjet Europe, where we make our
Class 1 Alpha Hotel, I got nothing further to offer you. Unicom 122, decimal 8, there is no traffic of constraint.
VS 700, we're below the glide slope now. And we're going to start slowing down.
Alpine 15 Lima Echo, descent to altitude 3,000 feet. On this heading, clear terrace approach, runway 255.
Descend altitude 3,000 feet, continue heading clear ILS 25 right, Alpine 15 Lima Echo.
Possible approach good evening, Beeline 5 Lima, November, inbound Olmo, Brussels Apple 220.
Class 5 Lima November, Brussels arrival identified. Descent flight level 60.
17 miles out, and we can see the runway. We're out of the clouds, so they can come off.
Descend to flight level 60, direct to Flora, expect ILS for 25, left, Beeline 5 Lima.
T-brake.
Alpine 598, contact
You
tower,
are not the only person to
Bravo
ever make that mistake.
605. Have a nice landing, bye-bye.
So, Alt, glide slope, lock view, Cat 3 dual, autopilot 1 and 2.
Lima Echo, fly heading 290.
290.
DC will fly with the APU on because IDG2 bust, which means generator 2 had to be shut down. Well, no, the IDG needed to be shut down, meaning generator 2 no longer functioned, so we don't fly with just one generator. Because if that fails, then you're screwed. Now, lock star. So that's just lining up neatly. Flaps 1, speed checked, flaps 1. Speed 190. Approach checklist, transition levels quite low, isn't it? Approach checklist, BRF, QNH is 1006, seatbelt signs are on, minimums are 310, auto brake is not required, engine mode selection is normal, EFB is stowed. I have also off-screen just revised the taxi, so now basically we're going to get off. It's going to be probably Bravo 7 or Bravo 9. Bravo 7 is literally straight on to stand. Bravo 9 is a slight backtrack, but basically vacating to the left. A reminder of the go-round, it's straight out, 700 feet right turn.
Contact tower 118.605, enjoy the landing, bye.
18605, and thanks very much for the service, Alpine 15 Lima Echo, bye-bye.
Alpine 37 Lima Echo, 3000 feet, QNH 1006.
Flaps 2, speeds checked, flaps 2. Tower Alpine 15 Lima Echo, 8 miles, runway 25 right.
Alpine 15 Lima Echo, Brussels Tower, good evening, winds 220 degrees, 13 knots, runway 25 right, clear for land.
Good land 25 right, Alpine 15 Lima Echo.
Beeline 29 Delta, contact Brussels 118.25.
Yeah, just to brief the go around again, it's straight out, 700 feet, right hand turn, no speed restrictions, heading 1015, and misapproach is 3,000 feet, misapproach altitude is set, and gear down. Manage speed. Lights on. Cabin crew, seats for landing. Flaps 3, speed checked. Flaps 3. Landing checklist. So, cabin is secured, go around altitude is 3,000 feet, ECAM memo landing no blue. Clear ECAM. Autopilot R5 control. Decent little bit of wind from the right at the minute.
Alpine 598, continue taxi, Foxtrot 2, cross runway 19, Echo 3.
Charlie 2, cross through, cross runway and via Echo 3, Alpine 190.
dipped below. We've got 3 reds, so correct for that.
above.
Alpine 598, contact ground 118.05.
Wind is backed and slacked.
Minimum.
Continue.
Retard. 10.
Suppose played for screen. Desal. Reverses off.
Alpine 15 Lima Echo, vacate left, contact ground 118.055, forward.
18055 for Alpine 15 Lima Echo. Thanks for the service. Bye bye.
Alpine 7 Lima Echo, southeast trailer, runway 25 right, short final.
Auto brakes aren't always required when you've got a massive long runway like this one.
Alpine 37 Lima Echo, Brussels Tower, good evening. Traffic is vacating, winds 220 degrees, 13 knots, runway 25 right, cleared to land.
So we'll just hold the aircraft there. APU is obviously already running. And let's tidy up the aircraft. Brussels ground, Alpine 15 Lima Echo on Bravo 9.
Alpine 15 Lima Echo, Brussels ground, hello, taxi stand 134 via outer 2 and inner 3.
134 by the outer 2, inner 3, Alpine 15 Lima Echo. Edinburgh Aviation, I'm afraid it is not on iOS. My apologies. I am going to try and get it working for Apple as soon as I can. The problem is, even though a lot of the coding works the way it's been built, it will work for both Android and Apple. The problem is, you actually need a Mac to be able to make that work. I actually don't have a Mac, so I'm going to have to try and borrow one from somebody. And that's going to hold me back a little bit, unfortunately, but I will be doing my best because I know a lot of people obviously use Apple, don't they? So I will start. I will.
Not for Mike Hotel, contact tower 118.605, bye bye.
118.605, for Mike Hotel.
Anyway, guys, welcome to Brussels. Fancy says, just noticed it was you on my tower frequency. Oh, we didn't get to speak for very long, but thank you for the clearance and the handoff. And thank you for being here. I just said earlier that I love Brussels Airport. It's one of the best airports in Flight Simulator. And just sadly doesn't always seem to be staffed as much as some other airports. So it's great that you're here. I mean, just look at this airport. It is absolutely fantastic. Why have we still got strobes on? Get them off. Absolutely fantastic looking airport. Probably one of my favourite airports in Flight Sim. Aerosoft obviously did an absolutely fantastic job with this.
That's 93 Quebec, Lima, for taxi 25 right. Postman 3, Quebec Lima, taxi November, holding point Alpha 6 for the 9255, QNH 1006.
Taxi November.
Let me move.
Alpha
What is the
6,
app for? Oh, if you're talking
QNH
about Jetlog,
1006
it is a
Quebec
plane
Lima.
spotting app, not like Flight Radar 24. You can actually use Flight Radar 24 with this. So you basically see an aircraft in the sky, you mark it as spotted, you build up your logbook. The homepage will tell you just what aircraft are literally above your head, what direction and how far away they are. And if you like using Flight Radar 24, that is great, because I love using Flight Radar 24. And what you do is you can actually screenshot Flight Radar 24, import those screenshots to the Jetlog app, import screenshots, and then it will add them to your logbook. So you are literally spotting aircraft as you go, building up your logbook, seeing how much of a airline you can see.
Line 370 micro, Brussels ground, hello, taxi send 138, yeah, inner 3.
I think that might have been Dark Fury ahead of us, you know. Parking brake set, and welcome to Brussels. So APU is obviously already on, so happy with that. Get rid of this, and engine 1 shut, engine 2, seatbelt signs off. The graphics card I have got is a 3060. That's my graphics card. Wait for the M1 to drop below 10%. That's nice and safe now. Beacon light off. Let deplaning commence. APU is running, external power is available. APU can now be shut off. Call the MOCs, they need to come and fix IDG2. Andrew, see you
Ladies
next
and gentlemen,
time.
welcome to Brussels. I hope you enjoyed this flight as much as I enjoyed being your flight attendant. I mean, who doesn't love being trapped in a metal tube with a bunch of strangers for hours on end? Our esteemed pilot somehow managed to...
Postman 3, Quebec Lima, for the crossing, contact tower on 118.
He was just winging it the whole time. And let's not even talk about our co-pilot, who I suspect might have been enjoying a little too much of the in-flight beverage service. But hey, we made it. Thank you for flying with Easyjet Europe. I hope you have a lovely stay here, or at least a better vacation than my last one, which involved working 7 days a week for you lovely folks. So, enjoy Brussels, and remember, if you have any complaints, just keep them to yourself. Oops, wrong.
Oh, what is that? Why does that keep happening? Back on track, oops, you crashed. I hate that, and now the whole sim has reset. That is very... Oh my god, are we still on VATSIM? What has happened there? Disconnect. Oof. That is one of the most annoying things in the world, and that has only happened since Sim Update 4 came out. I don't know what has happened there, why that keeps happening. I don't know how to turn it off. I've turned everything off that I can think of, but yeah, and it's now screaming at me because I'm sat on the runway with doors open. DCG says it's a GSX thing. Really? Is that right? I've had it happen when GSX hasn't been running. I'm not convinced it is just GSX, but I don't know how to turn it off. I've got crash detection turned off in the sim because it used to bug the hell out of me too much. But anyway, suddenly now we've just been plonked somewhere completely random. I think we're still in Brussels, looking at that. But yeah, that's really annoying. But never mind. It does mean that instead we'll just have to enjoy it. Oh, look. Okay, guys. No, not quite sure what to do with this. I'm trying to play the replay. We're back on track. Oh well, for those people that left early before I had a chance to say goodbye, you've missed something interesting there.
Don't think.
Okay. Should we just... We'll leave it there. Never mind. Anyway, guys, thank you so much. Apologies for the rather strange ending to that flight. But yeah, there you go. It was a fantastic drum beat indeed. There you go. So I think that's our last stream for the week. Apologies, but like I say, we do have a streaming schedule now, so we'll be able to check that out. Get on our Discord server. If you did like the Jetlog app and you are not only an Apple user, then you can get this on Android. Link in the video description down below. Yes, it is available on the Google Play Store. If you do like plane spotting, what is that? Okay, I need to go and find that if that's nearby, because that is a rare spot and I'd love to be able to tick that one off. Alright guys, thank you so much. DC Gear, I apologise for messing up your garden. I look forward to seeing you all on our next flight, and yeah, huge thanks as always to our Easyjet SimPilot channel members for the amazing support that you guys give, and I look forward to seeing you all again on the next one very soon. Enjoy the rest of your evening, people, and if anyone knows how to fix that stupid thing that happened at the end of our stream tonight, then please let me know. Good night, everyone. Bye bye.